so I just felt like it was the right timing for me to come in at that time, because I wasn't, you have to think realistically too. Like when you're playing sports, I wasn't about to go to the NBA. I'm watching my boy out here kill it. Like I'm like, all right, I ain't me. I missed the train. That one. So, but here we go. This is my opportunity, and this is my probably this is what basketball led me to. Is my engine to get to somewhere that I can contribute in the sports world. So I just latched on to it, man, and I just caught on really quick. I think you would have been dope at SlamBall.
Do you think because do you think that helped the creativity? Because you there was no rules already. Yeah. There was no rules because, you said it earlier, we didn't even put the rules in, right? And because there was no rules and it was just like, all right, here's a blank canvas, go. And your mind gets to just, all right. Yeah. Because, he said, he's like, he missed a shot and you like, I can do this. And then go and everybody's like, is that legal? Or it's like, oh, man, if it wasn't, it is now. You can just catch shit out the air. It's fucking legal. And it just makes sense that, as you said, it started with this and then now it expanded and just, I guess when you start off with no construct of just like rule, right? And you just say, all right, create your own. It becomes easier.
Yeah, it does. It's less pressure that way too, because it's not like you stepping on somebody's toes. We was making a new sport. He made a new sport, and then he brought people in to help him make the sport. So I felt like, this is how I can contribute. Like, I'm thinking of these things. I'm thinking of the rules. There were some rules in place, so everything that I came up with was beating the rule. It was like, I was like, all right, I still did the rule, but I could still do this within the rule. And then people started saying, is that okay or not? But at that time, we were still just developing a whole sport. So it was like, writing itself as we go.
Yeah, most people who are trying to beat a rule in a sport is like boring. It's like hack-a-shack. It's making the sport worse. He's beating the rules in order to make all this creative expression for himself. So it was kind of beautiful. And I'll tell you what, Stan was one of one, right? I had guys that played at Kansas, played football at Clemson. I would have to teach them like I would teach little kids in gymnastics, right? How to get comfortable on the SlamBall court. Stan was like putting a fish in water. He could just do it all. And he was teaching us within like a week's time, right? And so we used to say like Stan is an alien from a planet that already had SlamBall. And he just came here and we got lucky enough to recruit him.
And that's just like in the NBA, right? Where we penalize, the NBA penalizes those testers, right? So when you're talking about someone testing something, right? You have a rule. I read your rule book. So 2 steps after I pick up the ball, okay, so if I bounce it at the same time, that doesn't count as a step. So boom, 1, 2, right? Oh, that's trouble, that's 3. No. Your rule says after I bounce the ball, I bounce it at the same time. Now right? So now that becomes the 0 step now, right? Now, okay, you have the hand out, okay, legal defense, this is where the hand zone is, this is illegal. Okay, I'm gonna do that. That's where Tim Duncan comes in. So James Harden now James Harden comes along. He starts looking at these rules, started understanding human behavior, right? If I bounce the ball, everyone looks. All right, you have your hand on me, I'm gonna lock your hand, right? You're illegal, not me. I'm just letting everybody know you're illegal, right? So you start doing that, we start penalizing. Like, you can't do that, or we're not gonna give you that foul. And it's like, wait, hold on. You have rules. He is playing within the rules, teaching you different. Right? He's penalizing the guys who have no imagination. Right? You want to ride me? Good. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to pull it up. You're going to get caught. Right? If you're smart enough, take your hand out of the cookie jar. Right? And that's the thing that you need people. There's going to be guys, you have new rules. There's going to be a guy out there that's going to be tested. It's going to be the Stan 2.0. There's going to be testing those rules.
Stan.
You know what I mean? There's going to be testing those rules, pushing them to the limits.
Stan is arguably the GOAT, right? Certainly visually the GOAT, creatively the GOAT, all those things, right? But people ask, is Stan the Michael Jordan of SlamBall, right? Well, if Michael Jordan came and went in SlamBall and, we aren't the biggest thing in the world, that's probably not the case. But he's very, very much the Dr. J of SlamBall. He's the first guy that made you go, oh man, what is this? Made you lean forward. And now the level of athletes, we went out to people and we expected we'd have to do like kind of a big pitch, like, yeah, man, it's okay. Come play SlamBall. Everybody wants to do it. These guys who are overseas pros, playing professional football and all this stuff, they're looking at this and go, I've been wanting to do this for 10 years. They're all coming. They're all coming. I don't know what this is going to look like. But interestingly enough, Stan spent 6 years in China developing the entire training program, the entire grassroots program. So we're going to be running this training camp at a very, very high level.
And that's why I say whenever whenever the NBA has these rule books, right, these moves, I say, when you're thinking of a rule, grab the most extreme athlete, right? If you say, all right, these are 2 steps after you pick up the ball, stop using the Currys and the Clays for your demonstration. You need the Giannis's, so they can let you see how far the ability of this rule is. Because I think what happens is they see the rule at a small little location. Okay, 2 steps, after you pick up the ball. And then they see this freak tries it, and they're like, oh no, that's illegal. And it's like, no, he did this the same move.